it's Jack Punkington here, ready for another video. Alright, I've held it off long enough and it's time to talk about it. I mentioned it in the first video I uploaded tonight. It's time to talk about it. Conformity, conformist, nonconformist, and how they involve with music that was from all the way from the 80s up to now, even before then to the 60s. Now, what is a conformist? What is conformity? What is a rebel? All those questions come up when you hear the word conformity. 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 I'm not going to give a real definition just because I don't want to look up in a book. Or online, because I don't trust Wikipedia 100%. But basically, conformity means to be a part of something. That is like a major going on. A conformist is someone who conforms to that, who belongs to that, who is a part of that. A nonconformist is another term for a rebel, an outcast, someone who stands out from the crowd, someone who goes against the flow of the status quo of modern day. What does this have to do with music, I hear you asking? Well, how does this inspire any sort of music? Did you ever hear of a few bands from the 70s called, let's see, Sex Pistols, the Ramones, I'm trying to think of another punk band, the Misfits, I think that's late 70s, early 80s, I'm not sure. The Misfits. Any punk band is a non-conformist band. I talked about earlier in another video about Green Day. They're extremely non-conformist because, let's see, American Idiot was the biggest non-conformist album besides Bullet for the Bible, which is a huge blow to hugely religious people. Anyone who goes against the government in a way or has different beliefs than the government is considered an anarchist or a non-conformist. Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, Metallica, especially Megadeth, who is a very extremely well-written, well-played, very good political thrash metal band, they're huge nonconformists. A lot of their songs that they do are inspired by political events and Dave Mustaine and any other member's belief on the world and the government today. In their new album, Super Collider, which I might do a review of, not tonight, but I might do a review of, you hear a song called Kingmaker. That's kind of about being greedy. I mean, one of the lines is, I want everything that makes me feel alright. I want to be the kingmaker. And it talks about how, like, just being greedy, wanting to be the king of everyone and everything. And then there's the Blackest Crow's more, it's not really like a breakup song. That's a really weird way to phrase it. It's a song with more of that kind of lyrics, unless I'm misreading it. There's another song off that album that's pretty political that I can't think of right now. Oh, Dancing in the Rain. Huge political song. I mean, basically that whole song's about you can't just wait for it to get better. You have to learn to live how bad it is now and just work on the way the world is. I mean, his chorus that he says it perfectly. You can't just wait for the sun, you have to learn to dance in the rain. I know I slaughtered that, but that's the basic ideal, and it's very well written and, what am I thinking? Very well written and very, very well, displayed in his emotion, the way he sings it, how it is just phrased. It's a very good metaphor. A lot of their older stuff too. I mean, like, they never really have given up their political stances, how they feel about things, or ever shown any diswanting to actually put it in music, and they've done it. So, I mean, Countdown to Extinction, The System Has Failed. The title alone is a huge bash to the government saying our government system has failed. Peace sells. Oh my gosh, it's political. I mean, that's how it ties into music. Grunge, not so much. I mean, there are grunge bands that do have very political stances, like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden when they became Temple of the Dog. Hunger Strike was very political. So, I mean, that does influence some grunge artists, but it's mainly punk and then metal. So, that's really what conformity is. It's to belong to someone, and most nonconformists are. I mean, I'm not saying this about conformists too, that they're not, because there are probably some creative conformists. But a lot of nonconformists are, like I said, social outcasts, and they're very creative people. I'm not saying every musician is a nonconformist, but every like punk musician is a nonconformist. Most kids in their teenage years are nonconformists because they don't really know what they want in life. But at the same time, there are a lot of like teenagers that are the preppier type, or I mean, everyone has their own little cliques in high school. So like the outcasts or the goths or any sort of just metalheads, or just the people that you don't generally talk to that are outcasts, are huge nonconformists. So that's my stance and my opinion and how I really think of conformity. Um, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Keep on rocking. Talk to you guys later.